Welcome back. Well, spring is in full bloom here and we're getting ready for our spring projects. One of them this year is going to be replacing our filter on our pond here. This pond has been around for maybe 15 years, and the way we normally do the filtration is, as you can see here, we have a bog and the water just pumps through the bog through the plants. The plants filter out the nutrients and back into the bog. What we're going to do because we want to remove this little filter here, is more what we have going on over here. We've taken out all the plants and we're going to drain it, put a manifold system in there, and then some pea gravel on top of it, and then plant the plants directly in the pea gravel. I picked this up off of YouTube from a gentleman. You look down the bottom of the description box, you'll see the credit to it. But we'll show you how it works out here, because ours is going to be a much higher flow than what his was, mainly because we have to run this waterfall right here. So I'm going to get this drained out and I'll be back as soon as I do. Okay, we're back. Now you can see that I've already gone and created the manifold. The manifold is the same as shown in the other videos, the same basic construction. But the difference is, over here we had to make the 45-degree angle, since this is a retrofit to an existing bog area. Also, what we've done, you take note that we have rocks down here, the heavy cobble. This was uneven, so what I did is I went and filled it partially with the heavy cobble, so this would rest on a fairly flat surface. What I'll do next is I'll come in here with some more cobble and fill in back around with the piping here. What we're going to do now is turn it on and see how much flow we get. I'll be back as soon as that's done. I'd hate to have this little tube over here burst and soak my camera, so we'll be back soon. Bye. Okay, it's all turned on and fired up, and it looks like we had success on the first try. Now, the only thing I can suggest to you is, when you put this together, this is going to be a closed system, which means there's going to be air trapped inside it. I had to go in and drill several strategically placed holes in the pipe to let the air out. Once the air was out, it sank down and was fine. But yeah, you're going to have to get the air out. And what we have now is both waterfalls functioning fine. Now what I'll have to do is, in the next our next experiment, we'll be filling it up partially with gravel and then turning it back on. See you then. Okay, we're back, and we have filled this thing with halfway up with pea gravel. And above all, wash your pea gravel first, otherwise you're going to wind up with a pond that looks like a mud hole. So far, it's had a little effect on the waterfall over here, but not much. It's probably as much a factor of more resistance on that one than there is on this one over here. So we're going to fill out the rest of the way and see what happens. Be back in a little bit. Okay, here we go. It's a completed project, at least on this side. We have all the gravel in. We've taken the plants out, washed off the roots. In the back there you can see a couple of marsh marigolds, and in the front here we have some tropical cannas that we wintered over from last year in the greenhouse, and we're going to see how they do in here this year. The real test of this thing will be when we go to pull them out at the end of the year, see how invasive the roots have become. What I'll do, I'll go over and turn it on and you can see how it looks. You can see the water's coming up already. It only sits about a ½ inch below the surface of the rocks. And the way I've got this set up is it comes in here and it floods twice a day for about 3 hours each. We get the waterfalls going, which is over here. And you'll see that as it starts going, that there is little to no effect on the flow whatsoever. it's still just as strong as it ever was. The pea gravel worked out well. Next one we start with, it'll be on the other side here, and when we get that done, we'll do an update. So there you go. It's not a bad little deal. It works out fairly well. Give it a try. All I can say is do build it just like the one in the video from the pond digger, and build it, pick one end and cement it all together from that one end, because if you don't, it's not going to match up when you try and plug it all together. Ask me, I know. So there you go. Give it a try. We'll be doing updates in a little while. Take it easy. Bye. Okay, the whole system is put together and it's up and running. Everything's looking good. As you can see, this part of the bog is flooded and the waterfalls are running just fine. And this is the one we just set up, the second half of it, with everything planted in it. Again, 2 marsh marigolds and a canna that we wintered over from last year in the greenhouse. And it looks like it's going to be doing pretty good. One thing I do want to mention to you is down here, you can see that fitting. In that fitting, you can see the water rippling around it there. There's a hole drilled in the side to break the suction when the pump goes off. If you don't put that hole in there, that suction will drain the bog all the way down to where the manifold is inserted, which you don't want. You want it to stop maybe about a ½ inch below the gravel. So wherever you want the water to stop, just drill a hole in your plumbing so it sucks air and breaks the suction on the water. Works pretty good. We've been using that method in here now for 15 years. But that's about it. Let us know what you think. If you want to put up your own and get it going. Looks like it's working right now, but it'll be a year before we really know if it's a success or not. Well, have a good day. We'll be talking to you later. Bye.